So yes, the list everyone has been waiting for has finally been released, and I'm sure you've seen it. The nominees for the 2024 African Football of the Year. If you haven't seen it, well, this is it. This is the 10 players who have been nominated. But over here, we'll be talking about some of the big names who could have made this list, but they didn't get the nomination. The big omissions from the African Football of the Year. And I'll probably tell you the reason why I think they didn't make the list. And this is just my opinion. But as you are watching the video, you can also go to the comment section and tell me why you think these players didn't make the list.
I don't know what I'm doing.
One, and I have to start with the biggest name of it all, Mohamed Salah. So this man had a very good year in terms of numbers. He got 18 goals and 10 assists in the Premier League last season. That's a lot of numbers, 28 goals and assists, only in the Premier League alone. In all competitions, he got over 50 goals and assists in all competitions. I think this was the highest of the African players playing at the top level football in terms of the bigger leagues. This was the highest, but he still didn't get a nomination for the African Football of the Year. Even in the AFCON, Salah played 2 matches before he got injured against Mozambique. He played 2 matches. He got 1 goal and 1 assist in those 2 games, but he didn't get a nomination. But the reason why I think Salah didn't get nominated is because he's Mohamed Salah. Over the years, he has set a very high standard for himself that whenever Salah plays in a season, he performs so well. So this is numbers for him, but probably the only reason why is because he's Mohamed Salah. He has very high standards, and he's paying the price for those high standards he has set for himself. Number 2, I have Mohamed Kudus, the Ghanaian. So played for West Ham in the season. He got 8 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League. If you factor all competitions, that is over 30 plus goals and assists for Mohamed Kudus in the season under review. For that is Ghana and West Ham and then Ajax, all the teams he played for that season. Over 30 plus goals and assists he got in all the season. And also played in the AFCON, where he played only 2 matches at the AFCON. But in those 2 games, he scored 2 goals and also won 2 one of the match awards. So he was actually one of the best players in the group stages of the AFCON, but Ghana got eliminated in the group stage, and he won the trophy with his club side. If you ask me the reason why Kudus didn't make this list, I simply think it's because his country isn't performing. I think that's the only reason why I could think he didn't make the list, that Ghana isn't performing. They were eliminated in the group stages of the AFCON, probably won't make it to the next AFCON, and the team has been shambolic. That is the only reason why, because he has very decent numbers for that is club side, and also he did quite okay in the AFCON and for his country. Number 3, Ayoub El Kabi from Morocco. So this man got 17 goals and 2 assists. That was in the Greek league, the league in Greece, and also in the Europa Conference League. He won it with his club side, that is Olympiacos, and he was also the top scorer of the Europa Conference League. In the season, he got 40 plus goals and assists in all competitions, and in the Greek league, he was the 2nd top scorer. These are very good numbers for him in Europe. But the reason why I think he didn't make the list is because he didn't do enough for Morocco. So Morocco played 14 games the season under review, 14 of those games, and he started just 5 of them. 5 of the games he started. So 9 of those games, he didn't start. So the only reason why I would think he didn't make the list is if you can't really consistently get into the starting 11 of your national team, then being considered the best in Africa should be far off. Because in your country, you cannot be part of the best 11. Then how can you be the best in the whole of Africa? Number 4, I have Victor Boniface, the Nigerian. So he got 14 goals and 9 assists in the Bundesliga last season. That's a lot of numbers. He also won the German Bundesliga. He won the German Cup and finished 2nd place in the Europa League. That is a good season he had there. But the reason why I think he didn't get nomination is because he had a long-term injury, which mostly ruined his season. So for the first half of the season, he had very good numbers, but the injury truncated everything. So he didn't play in the AFCON with Nigeria. And when he came back from injury, his minutes was very limited. He played comparatively less amount of minutes, and his goal returns was also very few after returning from injury. And also for Nigeria, he didn't really contribute a lot the whole season. He scored just 1 goal for Nigeria. Number 5, we have Brahim Diaz from Morocco. So he plays for Real Madrid. He got 8 goals and 7 assists in the Spanish La Liga. He also got about 25 goals and assists in all competitions in the season. Then he won the Champions League. He also won the Spanish La Liga. That is a very good season. But the reason why I think he wasn't nominated was because if you check, especially at the start of the season, his minutes was mostly coming from the bench. So he didn't really start a lot of games at the start of the season. And also, for a huge part of the season, he wasn't really a Moroccan. He was under UEFA. He was a Spanish international. So for a player to switch nationality and then win the African best in 3 or 4 months, maybe that was why he wasn't nominated. Number 6, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So he got 17 goals and 8 assists, and that is the French league for Olympique Marseille, where he played last season. Also in all competitions, he got to about 40 goals and assists in all competitions. That's a lot of numbers. In the Europa League, he won the top scorer of the Europa League. He also won the best player in the Europa League. And that's a very good season he had. But the reason why I think he didn't get a nomination is because for Gabon, they didn't qualify to the last AFCON. So Gabon didn't play in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. So there was no Aubameyang in the AFCON. But regardless, I think he should have maybe gotten a nomination because he had very good numbers with his club side. And then with the national team, he played 4 games for Gabon in the season, and he got 4 goals and 4 assists in those times. So very influential for Gabon too, even though he didn't play in the AFCON, but he was very influential for both club and country. And I think maybe he should have gotten a nomination. But this is what I think the reasons why. Tell me in the comment section which player you think should have made this list, and the reason why you think that player should have been in the 10 players nominated for the African Football of the Year.